Thanks for listening to Gossip with Celebrity, brought to you by Celebrity.com. This week we talk about the royals. We end with our weekly feature, The Comments of the Week. The stories, photos, and tweets we talk about can be found at Celebrity.com/podcast under episode 187. Hi, I'm Katie, the founder and editor of Celebrity.com, and I write at Celebrity.
And I'm Chandra, I'm the head writer for Celebrity, and I write as Kaiser.
So we last recorded about 3 weeks ago. We had 4th of July, and then my parents came to visit, and then we're going to have another episode in about 2 weeks. So we're coming on and off as we have stuff to do this summer, so I hope you guys don't mind, but whatever. I shouldn't say that, that's rude. That's rude.
No, it's fine.
So I watched a few shows on Netflix. I watched the Trainwreck, Woodstock 99. That was really well done. And the Shark Whisperer, which was crazy. It's about this woman who swims with sharks. And I recommend those. Those are on Netflix. And then I watched this movie on HBO called Opus with John Malkovich and Ayo Edebiri. It was great. The guy who wrote it used to be an editor at GQ, and this is his first movie.
Oh, that's cool.
You can tell that he's a good writer. Like, it was a great movie. And it's particularly relevant to you and I. I mean, there's some celebrity aspects to it and the people who write about celebrities. And he runs a cult. John Malkovich runs a cult. He's a aging rocker.
I remember the stuff from that. Malkovich just looks like he has a ball in those kinds of roles.
He's a great actor. He's a ham. But have you seen anything that you like?
Yeah, I mean, I'm watching, Murderbot just finished. I really enjoyed the first season, and I'm thrilled that it got a second season. I have no idea where they're going to go for the second season, but I imagine that they're sticking pretty close to the books, and I haven't read the books, so.
I might read the books after that, although, can we dish on the Murderbot people emailing us and telling us not to give the Murderbot a gender?
That was funny. Yeah, the PR company for Murderbot was like, don't call him a he. It's an it.
Genderless.
Yeah.
It's a genderless bot. I was like, okay. And they said that we wrote Apple TV Plus wrong, and we had to...
And I never put the plus, because who gives a shit? I mean, no offense to Apple, but who gives a shit?
Really? And if you're going to make your name so complicated, don't be fussy over how people... There has to be a space between Apple and TV, and then a plus right after TV without a space. Like, be grateful we're writing positive things about your show, and don't nitpick us.
Seriously. And, like, they couldn't pay people to, like, write positive stuff about some of their shows. Like, I don't know anyone watching Foundation or any of, like, and they spend tons of money on that crap.
I really like Dark Matter, and I think that was underrated. That was a really good sci-fi with Joel Edgerton and Jennifer Connelly. Yeah, Apple, whatever. Like, they spend so much money on their shows.
We were both watching Murderbot, and then I'm watching Patience on PBS, which I love. I love that show so much. And I'm also watching The Gilded Age, and I'm obsessed with this season.
Okay.
I've talked about it before on the podcast. The Gilded Age is so enjoyable because it's the first 2 seasons especially were just pure fluff. No stakes whatsoever. You didn't have to, like, really emotionally engage with these characters at all, and you could just
appreciate that.
Yeah, enjoy the soap opera. But, like, there are real stakes with this season, and I almost cried during last Sunday's episode.
Aw.
Yeah, like, the writing is really good this season. Some really interesting stuff is happening, and every actor is, like, firing on all cylinders. It's just great.
Nice. Yeah, a lot of the women in Zoom watch it too, and they love it.
I hope HBO gives it another season because I'm truly invested in these characters.
It's got to be popular given how much I'm hearing about it.
I don't think it's that kind of show where it's like, oh, the writing is fantastic or, the performances are award worthy. It's just a soap opera. And I thought that same about Downton Abbey. I never understood why Downton Abbey got awards.
That was so trashy, and the movies are even more trashy. I watched the hell out of them, They just kind of wash over you. But yeah, I can't believe they're coming out with another movie.
I know, like, surely it must be World War II by now. Like, for goodness sake. Yeah, but anyway, I love The Gilded Age, and you guys should definitely check it out.
All right, let's talk about the royals. So last weekend, French President Emmanuel Macron visited the UK. It was a state visit. And Will and Kate seemed kind of sidelined when that happened. I don't know if that was by choice or what, but all they did was they welcomed the Macrons and then they went to the state banquet. And then at the state banquet, they were showing their pissiness with their fashion, for real. Like, William was supposed to wear this outfit that the Windsor men wear that has like this red cloth on the collar. It's like a tradition. And there was a whole article that he briefed to somebody, through sources, that he's going to do things differently when he's king, and he didn't want to wear the cloth.
Yeah,
okay.
Basically,
like
his
a
big
petulant child.
Yeah, his big "I'm going to be king" tantrum is about pants.
Right? I don't want to wear this. And then all the women were wearing white, so Kate wore red, and she wore a Givenchy. And that's Meghan's dress designer. Oh my gosh. Like, we haven't seen her copying Meghan for, 8 years now or whatever.
So this was Kate and William's first big appearance after they skipped going to Ascot together. Kate skipped. William went to Ascot without her.
Oh, okay.
And so they made a big deal about how William and Kate were going to be at the welcome ceremony for the Macrons. And then at the very last minute, Kate and William were confirmed for the state banquet. I kind of wonder if Kate really got the Givenchy gown specifically for the state banquet, or if it was just something that she had gotten Sarah Burton to do months or years ago, and she had just never worn it.
And she just grabbed it because she was a last minute decision?
I don't know.
Oh, that's a good theory. Maybe no one told her about the...
Wearing white?
Yeah.
Could be. But Kate doesn't care anyway. If they told her to wear white, she would have worn red anyway.
So if she can stand out, she wants to stand out.
Yeah. And I think that Charles and Camilla subtly punished her specifically for wearing red, because usually for a state banquet, what Queen Elizabeth used to do was she would pose the heir and his wife alongside the world leader. And Charles and Camilla didn't do that. They just posed alone with the Macrons and didn't let Will and Kate pose for any portraits.
Yeah, they seem to dislike them, and they dislike especially how much they steal their press. They're petty.
Yeah. Well, there was just a lot of funky stuff going around with the state visit. It felt very awkward. All the staging felt very awkward. And there was a lot of beef between Camilla and Charles and William and Kate.
You could definitely tell. So I was like, what are the colors in the French flag? Because I forgot.
Red, blue, and white. Yeah. And that's what I mean about the portraits. Like, they could have set it up so that the women were in tricolor.
Oh, yeah.
And, Kate would have been there for the red. Brigitte, she was wearing blue, Camilla in white. But they didn't let Kate pose.
No. They're definitely trying to stick out and show that they don't go with the rest of them. And if we don't get the message from their fashion, they'll tell us all about it.
Yeah, that's true.
So last week, Kate's assistant/stylist, Natasha Archer, stepped down after 15 years of service. Now, when Archer left, she made her Instagram public. That was either deliberately or through some kind of incompetence on her part. And she was following over 1,700 accounts at first. And a lot of them were Meghan's friends, Meghan's fashion people, her makeup artist, highbrow hippie, her hairstylist, and close friends that you wouldn't normally follow. Like, it was really sketchy. And then once people started publishing screenshots of all the people that Archer was following, she mass unfollowed people, and she got down from 1,700 accounts that she was following to 300.
And very few outlets covered it initially. GB News covered it a day or two afterwards. The Mail took almost a week to put any story up about it. It's clearly a situation where Kensington Palace doesn't want the story out there, that Kate's longtime stylist and executive assistant was like so clearly stalking and style stalking Meghan.
If you sign up for our mailing list, you can get the top 10 stories about Kate copying Meghan's fashion. And in every case, Meghan wore it first. The monotone suits, the slacks. She's clearly been copying her. We saw the Aquazara heels that Meghan likes, the same sneakers that Meghan wears. I mean, it was very blatant.
Yeah, it is. And it always was. Even back when it started, like 2018, as soon as Meghan started making public appearances as a fiance and wearing trousers and wearing cute sweaters, all of a sudden Kate was doing the exact same thing.
So people are wondering, like, is this just a mistake that Archer made, or was she trying to put Kate on blast by making her Instagram public? We talked about this on Zoom, and this is Karen, Zakiya, Michelle, and Lisa.
I was curious as to why she made her Instagram public. I don't know if she's just trying to start her own business, but also, Zakiya was saying either this was like kind of a get back at Kate exposing her, but I'm kind of leaning on the fact that she just didn't expect people to be paying that close of attention to who she was following. I mean, it's one thing to follow like what Meghan wore and Archewell, but following her friends was just weird. That I just don't understand.
Yeah, and I think the incompetence tracks with what we have seen from some other staffers there.
I will go along with the incompetence part, that she wasn't maybe thinking that someone would look, but with the following of the very close friends, like we said, if she followed, Archewell or As Ever or, what Meghan wore, but when they got into the close friends and even some of the not famous friends, right? Like, that is very odd. And that's, I think, lends into my theory that she did it on purpose and that it was a bad breakup and was exposing Kate in a way and what they were up to. It could be incompetence, but that is just hard to believe that you didn't think that people would look at who you follow.
I just feel like it's a clown show there. So, I mean, you're with this woman for 15 years and she knows where all the bodies are buried. Something had to have happened where it was just like she decided to quit.
Do we know why? Is there any word out? Because it doesn't seem like it was a good, a mutual agreement. It seems to me like something happened and she quit.
What's your take on it, Lisa?
Exactly what everyone else thinks, I'm guessing. This was not a friendly separation. This was clearly acrimonious. And she's making sure even a dummy could figure out, based on how many freaking people she was following, like, it could not be more embarrassing for Kate. This just confirms, like, the What to Wear account or the Meghan's, daily whatever, like, clothes account. Like, never mind all her friends, which is weird as hell. Like, why do you need to follow Daniel, her makeup artist friend? For makeup tips? Like, no. Like, Abigail from Suits? Like, no. The whole thing is crazy. I love it. Delightful.
So Lisa was cracking me up there. What do you think? Was Archer trying to expose Kate, or was she just
incompetent,
dumb about Instagram,
I think it can be both. That's the short answer. It can be both. I think that she had her Instagram on private for so long, she probably didn't realize what everyone could see once it was public. On that side, it was incompetence. But do I also think that something sketchy is going on behind the scenes? Like, even just plainly with Archer's sudden resignation? Yeah, something sketchy is definitely happening.
I wonder if we're going to hear more about that too.
Well, the British press does not seem to want to pull at any of these strings. They don't want to investigate. They don't want to report on exactly what went down. The way that William and Kate are acting, they think that they're going to be king and queen in the next year or so. Archer could have been stylist to the Queen of England, Queen of the United Kingdom, and she resigned so that she could be a private consultant.
Something happened.
Yeah.
So the other big story was that there was a peace summit meeting in London between representatives for the Sussexes and representatives for King Charles. And this was, two people came for the Sussexes. That was Liam McGuire, he's their representative in England, and their new communications director, Meredith Maines. And the representative for Charles was his communications director, Tobin Andre, and he was hired by Charles in 2022, and he used to be an editor of the Daily Mail and the Mail on Sunday.
And wouldn't you know, the Mail on Sunday got the exclusive photos from the Peace Summit, and they got all these quotes about how promising it is that, you know, representatives are meeting, and oh, this is the thawing of the relationship between Charles and Harry, blah blah blah. I mean, it was so clearly from Andre, from Buckingham Palace, from Charles's side.
And they tried to blame Harry for it,
yeah,
but obviously it wasn't Harry. And then sources told the Telegraph that, you know, the fact that it leaked is kind of hurting what they were trying to accomplish here. And there's suspicion and distrust now.
Well, I'm not sure how seriously I take that, like, oh, Harry is bewildered at how this could happen. Harry knows his father. And more than that, Harry knows his stepmother. Like, he knows that Camilla leaks shit constantly. And Camilla is constantly working against not only Harry's interests and William's interests, but Camilla sometimes works against her husband's interests.
Yeah, if it benefits her.
Yeah, exactly. Like, even if Charles genuinely wanted to, like, have some sort of summit, you know, between the representatives, and, like, he wanted it quiet, like, Camilla would leak that shit because she doesn't want that. She doesn't want Harry back in the fold. She doesn't want Harry back in Charles's life at all.
Yeah. And now William feels the same way. And he's threatened by his father's reps talking to Harry's reps.
That has become the story in the wake of this, like, peace summit shit. Like, William is absolutely panicked, and he is panic briefing and rage briefing to anyone who will listen, of, like, how upset he is, and how, you know, Charles can't make a deal with Harry, and Charles shouldn't trust Harry, and blah blah blah. I mean, just on and on and on. Oh my God.
It's childish, just like refusing to wear a little red detail on his shirt, you know, on his jacket.
Yeah, it is.
He's stuck. Ugh, I can't imagine him being king, but I mean, we have Trump as president, so.
And hey, William loves Trump, so. Yeah,
they're two peas in a pod there.
Mm-hmm.
And I always say, but Kate is like Melania a lot.
I can see that. That's kind of an insult for both women, though.
Yeah, it is. You know, she's the British Melania. I mean, they chose this.
I always thought that Kate was more similar to Ivanka.
I think Ivanka has more agency, honestly. I know it sounds brutal, but it's accurate, I think.
Melania, I mean,
and it might just be the way that the system is set up in the UK. Like, the royal family is a cult, but sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean, you can do compare and contrast with both Melania and Ivanka, but there have been so many moments where I'm like, ooh, that's very Ivanka of Kate, the favored daughter.
So you reported on a story today, we record on Thursdays, that Charles's rep, Tobin Andre, who we were talking about in regard to the Peace Summit, he tried to shut a story down that ran in the Telegraph late last month about Charles's plans for his demise, like his funeral plans. It's pretty typical for the monarch to have detailed funeral plans, and for all the big royals to have funeral plans well in advance.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing strange about that. And the monarch's funeral plans are always called Operation London Bridge. Like, Camilla will have a bridge plan. William has probably a bridge plan. I doubt his are firmed up, but there's a general plan, I'm sure.
So they tried to shut that story down, and they were successful. They were successful in convincing other royal rota not to cover it, but the Telegraph still did.
The whole thing is, like, very how the sausage is made. And I can't believe the Daily Beast exposed this. It is. Like, so the Telegraph reported this in late June, and it was like a major exclusive. And I remember, like, reading it when I came back home like Friday evening, and I was like, holy shit. I even tweeted something like, that story is wild, because it was so focused on the Sussexes and how Charles, really wants Harry and Meghan and their children to come to England for his funeral, and he wants Harry at the heart of all of his funeral plans. And
he probably knows that he has to make it explicit or William is going to block it.
Well, that's true.
William will probably still try to block it.
And so I thought that the Telegraph story came from Buckingham Palace, as in they wanted that story out there, that it was some sort of move that Charles was making to kind of like guilt trip Harry in advance. And then the Daily Beast, their exclusive was that, yes, the funeral plans, they came from a source at Buckingham Palace, but not from the communications office. And Andre tried to shut the story down. He was like issuing threats to the Rhoda. And then like the Daily Beast actually published the text that he sent. That was crazy.
They don't care. They're burning some bridges. They probably would rather work with William's side because they get better dirt than Charles's side.
Yeah, because William is super emotional. He rage breathes. He has no
emotional
chill.
Intelligence.
He doesn't calm himself down.
Oh, but Kate calms him down.
He doesn't think strategically about, what is the best move here? How should I best portray myself? He's just a big ball of anger and violence and rage.
That's how they've always characterized him.
Yeah, and even when you can tell that this is a story that William wants out here, he still comes across really badly.
He's incapable of negotiating and of seeing the bigger picture, as you said. And he thinks that he can get his way by just raging and yelling about it. Well, I'm so mad. You should beware of me. Whatever. That's not going to work, dude.
And that's how he is as an executive. I mean, if you want to call a royal an executive, but they are. It is a sort of executive position. Okay. So that's how he approaches his job. He just thinks that he gets to sit there and say, you need to do this. This is the goal that we need to work towards. And he has no plan, no strategy. He just wants to just make these pronouncements.
The idea of a plan. He has the idea of a plan. I'm telling you, he's like Trump.
He is.
All right, let's move on to the comments of the week.
All right, my comment of the week, it's a long one. I don't have to read it all, but basically there's a new biography of Gwyneth Paltrow, and it looks semi-authorized. The author spoke to a lot of Gwyneth's associates and friends. People magazine, it's their cover story this week, all about the biography and excerpts from the biography. And in our coverage, a lot of people were focused on this Brad Pitt section where Gwyneth's friends were like, yeah, she broke up with him because he was acting real screwed up about how famous she was getting and how much heat and attention she was getting. And he was really uncomfortable with that. And people were like, yeah, I remember the 90s. It wasn't like that. I felt like that part of the book sounded true. He was trying to clip her wings a little bit.
That tracks with everything we know about his personality.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah.
So anyway, my comment of the week is from D, who wrote, people are commenting on it not being true that Gwyneth and Brad may have issues because of his problem with her becoming very famous. Don't know the timeline. She wasn't famous when they first started, but she steadily became a major it girl and was on tons of magazine covers and was very popular in the back half of their relationship. I don't think the book is saying they broke up because she became more popular, only that he had issues with her increased popularity and all that went with that. I agree. Yeah. He was like almost a decade older than her. I remember even back in the 90s, the feeling that he just wanted to get her to settle down and marry him and start popping out babies. Her star was rising so fast, and she didn't want that. She didn't want that at all.
Yeah, it took her a while to get married and have kids.
Yeah, it took her another decade. I mean, she was in her early 20s when she got with Brad.
That makes sense. And I also believe that she would have authorized some of this biography because, first of all, People magazine is running it.
Yeah.
Like, they wouldn't be running it without a nod and a say-so. And also, she's a gossip and she'll tell you stuff.
Yeah.
She doesn't care anymore. That I admire. You know, she's annoying in so many ways and kind of toxic, but I admire that she dishes.
Yeah, she went on that podcast and she was talking about all of her ex-boyfriends. That was last year or the year before. And like, she knows that people want that gossip.
Yeah. She doesn't give a fuck anymore. I like that. You know, that's cool.
Now, do I believe that she was banging John Hannah? I mean, I would have in her place.
When she was in Sliding Doors?
Yeah.
But
I think she definitely banged Vigo, though.
I thought Sliding Doors was trash. I saw it in the theater and I hated it. I remember going to see it.
I like that movie. You know which rom-com I always thought was absolute trash, and I hated that everyone liked it, was You've Got Mail. I hated that.
I never really saw the whole thing, and I didn't like what I did see. All right, my comment of the week is from the Emmys nomination post, and it's from Ariel, and she wrote, Forrest Whitaker is, as a guest actor playing Saw Gerrera, is the only actor in Andor to get a nomination, which is a shame because they were all amazing. But Star Wars shows don't win a lot of awards. I'm pleased they got a bunch of other nominations, costumes, set design, etc., as well as Best Drama. And I'm sure the acting on The White Lotus is amazing, but I hated all the characters in the first season. And I can't believe I sat through the whole thing. I don't enjoy terrible rich people the way so many people do. And I picked that as my comment of the week because I can relate to it. And I watched all the first season of The White Lotus and I didn't love it. I tried to watch this latest season. I didn't watch the second season. And I couldn't get through it. And it's the same for Succession with me. I hated the people.
I loved Succession, and
yeah.
I think the first season of The White Lotus is the worst, and it's gotten progressively better each season. I loved the second season in Italy. Oh, I loved that.
Okay.
There were two characters to root for. I was rooting for the little Italian hookers.
Yeah, you love them. You always talk about them.
I loved them. This third season, it reminded me of like all the stories about how actors are just fighting like hell to be on The White Lotus because it's an acting class. You just get to sit around and deliver this really great dialogue and have great scene partners. And I like that a show where it's just mostly actors talking, that's getting so much awards attention and is getting so much cultural attention. It's just stories and really great characters and really great acting. That's why I like The White Lotus.
Nice. Maybe I'll give it another chance.
You should definitely watch the second season. It's great.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking for another show. I have a lot of things on my list, but I'm looking.
Well, The Gilded Age is right there. You like Downton Abbey, so you'll love The Gilded Age.
I watched the first season, and the second season I was like, it's not pulling me in, so I didn't watch it.
Oh, the second season was great, though.
Okay. I like that story you wrote about Murderbot, where you said in the Venn diagram of our shows, there's little overlap, but we both like Murderbot.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
You and I barely watch the same stuff.
We have different tastes. And that also might be like it's easier for me to watch different stuff than you because I feel like if I watch different stuff, if I have to write, I could cover that, you know?
Well, yeah. Trying to get better about watching more varied shows, but I don't give a shit about the Star Wars universe at this point. I'm too old.
I want to tell you, though, Andor is different. It is
I know.
Really
people
good.
Keep raving about it, but I just...
Really good.
I can't.
I get it. Our tastes are legit different.
Yeah.
Because you like police procedurals and mystery shows, and I like horror. Yeah. And gore.
Your mom and I have the same taste in TV shows.
Yeah, for real. For real. Did you watch Psych?
I watched a little bit of it. I wasn't really into it, though.
Okay, because my mom was over last week, and she's like, let's watch Psych. I was like, okay. So I watched the first episode. It was all right. It's very early 2000s.
Yeah.
But people love it.
Monk was always better.
Oh, I like Monk, too. I watch Monk. Not all of it.
He can pluck my last nerve sometimes, Tony Shalhoub.
Yeah, he's very specific. He's a unique taste.
I could take him in small doses, basically.
He has that new show coming to CNN called Breaking Bread with Tony Shalhoub.
Oh, yeah.
Where he goes and eats bread around the world. Did you ever watch Murdoch Mysteries?
I think I have watched a couple of those because it's British, right?
It's Canadian.
Oh, then no, I haven't seen it.
Okay, that's kind of cute. It's like a historical detective mystery show. All right, well, thanks for listening, bitches.
Thanks, bitches.
Thank you for listening to the Celebrity Podcast. Please rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen. If you like us, please turn off your ad blocker when you visit our site. You can text us or leave a voicemail at 434-218-3219. Our music is from AA Alto, Maiden, and via Premium Beat and Sound of Picture. Thanks again.
I would recommend Patience. It's very good.
Okay.